We're going to start our animals chapters. So, introduction to animals, that could be a great heading if you wanted it to be. And while you're writing that, why don't you think about your 5 favorite animals? In your head, you probably know a couple of them. Your 5 favorite animals. What do those animals have in common? What do they all have in common? Go ahead and write this down. Animal characteristics. We're going to go through some basic characteristics that all animals have. Okay? So when we're talking about this, we have to think all animals. So I know you might think of your dog or a bear or a horse or something like that. Okay? Those are all animals. But there's also some really simple animals that we have to remember too, like sponges and fish, jellyfish, things like that. Worms. What do they all have in common? So, animal characteristics. The first one, animals cannot make their own food. We do not have chlorophyll. We can't use the sun to make sugar. We need to get our food from somewhere. If we get that food from plants only, we're considered herbivores. If we get it from animals only, we're considered carnivores. And if we get it from both places, we're omnivores. We as humans are omnivores. We are designed for omnivores. I know there's people that I'm a vegetarian or vegan or whatever, but we were designed to be omnivores. You can tell this by looking at our teeth. We have some flat teeth that are used for mashing plant material. We have those incisors in the front that are meant to cut those. We have canine teeth, the pointy ones like a dog, that are meant for ripping meat and flesh. So we were designed to be omnivores. Animals have to get their food from somewhere, and it usually comes back to plants. It always comes back to plants. You either eat plant material or you eat an animal that eats plant material. So we cannot make our own food. It'd be kind of cool if we could. Lunch at school would be interesting. We just turn the lights on in our classrooms and do photosynthesis while we're learning. That'd be kind of cool. Number 2, animals digest their food. The food that you eat is not in the form that your body can use it. So if you have pizza for lunch, you can't just place that on your arm skin and your skin says, "Oh, thank you for the pizza." No, you need to digest it. You need to break it down. There's parts of that food that is a waste that you cannot use, that you will go to the bathroom and get rid of. Other parts, your body needs to break it down into the simple compounds, the simple sugars that it is before it can take it to your cells. So we have to digest food. All animals move. All animals move. It's obvious when you see me walking around the room, okay, that I'm moving, or the cheetah's running, or your dog is wagging its tail. Okay, that's obvious, but there are some animals that don't seem to be moving, but they actually do. There are some very simple animals that, honestly, if I told you they were a plant, you might believe it, because it doesn't seem like they're moving, but they do move to some degree. All animals have many cells that perform different functions. All animals are multicellular, and they have specialized cells. Okay, if we use you for an example, all of your cells are not the same. You have some cells, like your red blood cells, that their only purpose is to carry oxygen and carbon dioxide through your body. That's it. Your bone cells are designed to make blood and to give you structure. Your muscle cells are meant to stretch and contract. Okay, so you have cells that are doing specific jobs. It's kind of like this school. Okay, this school, not everyone is the same. Okay, you have students whose job is to try to learn something. You have teachers whose job is to try to get those students to learn something. We have lunch ladies whose job is to feed you. We have janitors whose job is to clean up. Okay, we have all of these people and everyone has a different job. So it's kind of like the cells in your body or in most animals' body. Animals are eukaryotic. Their cells have a nucleus. We are eukaryotic. We are not bacteria who are prokaryotic. We are eukaryotic. Don't write anything here, but animal classification, there are tons and tons of animals, and there are probably some that we have not discovered yet. Two places where it's difficult to discover all animals. One is in rainforests because it's so thick, so dense, and the other is deep in the ocean because of the pressure would squish you, so it's hard to get everything there. So those are characteristics of all animals, and why don't we stop there?